I thought I was doing everything right. I had set a budget, started searching a month before my lease ended, and stayed far away from anything that screamed scam, or at least I thought I did. I never expected that trying to find a safe place to live would turn into one of the most stressful, humiliating experiences of my life. It all started with a listing I saw on Facebook Marketplace. It looked perfect. A small but beautiful 2-bedroom apartment just outside the city. Updated kitchen, hardwood floors, washer and dryer included, pet-friendly, and somehow cheaper than most 1-bedrooms I'd seen. The photos were gorgeous, like they came straight out of a design magazine. It even had a balcony. The description was wordy, almost too perfect. Ideal for quiet professionals, newly renovated, utilities included. Peaceful neighbors. I messaged the poster, who went by the name Dennis. He replied almost immediately. That should have been my first red flag. Most landlords take a day or two, but Dennis. He was warm, professional, responsive, and seemed eager to rent. He said he was living overseas for work and managing the apartment himself to avoid property management fees. He asked me a few questions. Did I smoke? Any pets? Was I working full-time? It felt like a legitimate screening process. When I said I was interested, he said, "Great, I'll remove the listing so no one else snatches it up." That made me feel lucky, chosen. I didn't want to miss my shot. He sent over more pictures. The apartment looked immaculate. He even sent a short video walkthrough. Looking back, it was likely stolen from a real listing. But at the time, I was so focused on solving my housing problem that I didn't stop to verify anything. I was just relieved someone was willing to rent to me without making things difficult. Dennis said the unit was available immediately and that he could mail me the keys after I paid the deposit. He sent a copy of a lease agreement with my name already filled in. It looked legit, headers, legal language, even a landlord's signature. He asked for 2 months up front, $1,600 via Zelle. I hesitated, but he reassured me. Once you get the keys, you can tour the place. If anything looks different than the photos, I'll refund you instantly. I told myself that sounded fair. I was so desperate for stability after a rough breakup and a pending move that I ignored my gut. I sent the money. He emailed to confirm it and told me the keys would be sent by FedEx the next morning. I felt a wave of relief. Finally, I could move on with my life. But 2 days passed. No tracking number, no package. I messaged him, no response. Another day passed, still nothing. That little flutter of doubt I had when I sent the money turned into full-blown panic. I called the number he had given me for emergencies only. It rang once, then went to voicemail. I called again, disconnected. I started digging. I looked up the building on Google Maps and cross-referenced the photos. Something didn't match. The balcony photo didn't align with the real structure. That's when it hit me like a brick. This wasn't just bad communication. It was a scam. I'd been had the next day. I drove to the building myself. It was real, but when I asked the front desk about Unit to Be, they told me it had been rented for over a year. I asked if they knew Dennis. The receptionist frowned. "There's no one by that name managing anything here. We don't post listings on Facebook." I felt like I couldn't breathe. My cheeks burned from shame. I had trusted a stranger with $1,600, and he vanished without a trace. The Zelle transaction was marked complete. I called my bank. They said there was nothing they could do because I sent the money voluntarily. Zelle had no BIA protection. I filed a police report, but they told me these scams are rarely traced. "This is happening more and more," the officer said. "They just changed the name and start again." I went home and cried in my car. Not just for the money, for how stupid I felt. I thought I was smarter than this. But that's the thing about scams like this. They're not targeting stupid people. They're targeting people in vulnerable moments, people in a rush, people who are stressed or desperate or distracted, people who just need a place to live. I went back and reread every message, and this time I saw it. The subtle red flags, the sense of urgency, the lack of a phone call, the perfect photos, the refusal to let me tour the place in person, the need for quick payment. Over the next few days, I joined a few housing scam awareness forums. I was stunned. Dozens of people had nearly identical experiences. Some were even worse. A woman flew in from out of state with her kids, thinking she had an apartment, only to find it didn't exist. A man sold his car to cover the deposit. I still have the fake lease agreement saved on my laptop. I kept it as a reminder, not just of what happened, but of how convincing these scammers are. They copy and paste from real listings, they use friendly language, and they know exactly how to manipulate urgency and trust. Eventually, I found a real apartment, more expensive, smaller, but real. And now, every time someone I know looks for a place, I give them a list of what to double-check. If someone asks for payment before a tour, walk away. If the price is way lower than average, question it. And if they won't video chat, call, or verify ownership, assume it's fake. I never got my money back, but I got my voice. And if this story keeps even one person from losing their rent to a ghost landlord, then maybe it wasn't all for nothing. If you found this story helpful or eye-opening, please consider sharing it with someone who might be at risk. The more people know about these scams, the harder it becomes for scammers to succeed. And if you've experienced something similar or want to share your story to help others, send it to us at the email in the description below. You might save someone from falling into the same trap. This is Michaelmitnickk, where we expose scammers and their lies. Kindly like and subscribe for more videos.